Jack did that card.
As they play musical chairs. All right. So I'm glad that you all are here. This is, of course, I guess, informal meeting. We won't do much business for the most part. One of the things that we need to talk about before we break bread, we want to talk about upcoming events. Next week, it's the only event that I know we have is Club Day, but it's a pretty big one. And so we will need, just you to do as you normally do, just chip in, kind of get in where you fit in for the most part. If you see where there's a need, try to fulfill it. We do have clubs, thank God. I'm so happy to say that. So of course, thanks to Daniel, thanks to SGA as a whole, you all have worked really hard, and even Student Life to go from one club to, we have 3 right now that are approved, and we're working on the 4th because it's with me now as far as approval. And then there's 2 more in the works, so that's possibly 6 clubs that we'll have, and that's a big deal for this, for right now, at least for this campus. I'm sure that there were clubs in the past, but I'm so excited that it's just kind of growing and blossoming, and so that's great. So I think that we'll have club presence. I know we'll have club presence on that day. That's, the whole point. We're also going to have a jazz artist, Al Waters. I'm going to work with Anna. The day is a Wednesday. I think I've been saying Tuesday. I don't know why that's been in my mind, but it is a Wednesday from 11 to 1. The jazz artist, Al Waters, will come on at 12. I need someone to do an introduction for me. So who's available to do an intro for Al Waters?
At what time?
12 noon, which means that the intro will be right at 12.
Does the club day start at 11 or 12?
It starts at 11, but the artist will not start until 12 noon because it's from like 11 to 1:30.
And you obviously want us to be on the clock of the time we got to make the introduction.
That would be ideal, but if I don't have anyone.
Because I know some people don't work on Wednesdays.
Who's on the clock Wednesday? Wednesday's usually kind of a short day.
I'm on the clock till 12. I just have class at 12:30.
Okay.
Yeah, I have class at 12:30 too.
Okay.
I have a class at
Okay.
To 1.
Yeah, everybody, not many people work on Wednesdays.
When does the club presentation
Yeah.
end?
So perhaps I can do
That's
it.
Tuesday and Thursday.
Perhaps you can do it. Okay. So, yeah.
Yes, but
All right. So I'll send you the information that you need, sir, to do that. So that'll be great. We also will need a student life table, so I have to figure that out, even if I have to man it, because I know Wednesday, just at least for right now, until we get our new staff, seems to be it just seems to be a stretch day when it comes to staffing, especially during our prom events. So I don't know how we did that, but at any rate, we'll work through it. So that's that event. We will have food. We won't have pizza, but we'll just kind of have snacks for that. And that, from my understanding, I think that's the biggest thing that we have going on next week. Yes.
How will the club day work? Will each club get
Each club will get a table, or maybe half a
huge
table,
Okay.
because the tables are really good size. So I don't think every club will get a full table. So it's just a matter of splitting the table.
And
Student
club
life will have
goes-
a full table because we just have a lot a lot to promote, but other than that, okay.
So can we send clubs to like Cheyenne or Anna about getting decorations? Or do they need to buy decorations from their own budget for?
It's
to kind of set
Wednesday,
up?
so if there are any decorations that need to be bought, you guys need to let us know by Monday, because right now I'm doing all the buying. So I need to know by Monday what you need if you want decorations. Also, this is a good time to talk about club budgets. I will eventually have a club council meeting. I'm trying to see when the best time to do that. But as far as your budgets are concerned, every club will get $100, or is what I call an initial seed money. Past that $100, you have to fundraise on your own.
Mhm.
Okay, so just keep that in mind. Right now, the Settlers of Catan is the only one that is that has gone into that budget, because I think you all have about $30-something left, because one board costs $68.
It was 2 boards cost 68.
Well, I only got a receipt for one board,
There should have been 2.
which would be over
Yeah.
$100.
No, they were on sale. It was on Black
Oh, it's fine. Well, I'm just saying that the receipt, whatever how much
Yeah,
it
it was
is,
$68.
the receipt was 60, yeah. So, I get what you're saying. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. And so, but that's how that will work. Anything over that, would be fundraised. It's up to my discretion whether or not I do that every academic year or not. Okay, as far as that money. So I'm trying to determine that. So, yes.
And they have to be recharged in the fall, correct?
Yes, every club will have to be recharged in the fall. And so that's something that I will discuss once we have a club council meeting. A very good question. Yes. So good job though, everybody. Honestly, I'm getting those clubs. So give yourself a pat on the back. That's great. There was a tour today. I'm very excited.
Did you take pictures?
I did not, because I was running around. I really wanted to, but I was running around doing other things. But it seemed to be enlightening. I think even just for the tour guys, you guys are so cute when it came to this TV studio. You didn't realize that we had all that. But that is something that I want to try to get you all in the habit of doing, whether or not it's me or Anna. When there is a tour like that, even with individual tours, we want to show them, kind of what I call the bling of our campus. And so the TV studio is one of those things. Of course, we have NOC as far as one of our programs. Every campus has a student life they have, but still bring us here because we're paying the bills. But every campus has a student life, even with student success. It's important for them to see that every student. But like things like the TV studio, even things like our cafe, make sure that you bring them to those places because we want to show them, why it's great to be an open campus Deerwood student in a sense. So, of course, talk about the online feature that we have. But from what I was hearing and seeing, as I was kind of looking through the window, you all did a great job. I got good feedback. I know from Mike's group, and I'm sure the other counselors would say the same thing. So very good job for some of you. This is your first tour, so kudos there. I think you all did very well. So yeah, good job on that as well. I think that's all when it comes to events like next week. Yes.
I had a question about, would we be doing like a virtual tour for our online students? Anything?
There is a virtual tour out there already, I believe. It's on the YouTube site. Yeah. What I'm doing, I'm going to look at that and just see how current it is. But Open Campus did a virtual tour.
Okay.
And so if anything, I think that we need to do a video tour of our Deerwood site, if anything. And I think there's one out there as well that a past president did. I want to say it was Danielle. And I just need to kind of update some of that information. So to answer your question, I do want to work on an updated version. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I've been told that was going to be one of my long-term tasks
Okay.
to do a video tour,
Great.
mainly for the incoming workers that will be giving tours in the future.
Got you. And then, of course, the idea, too, we want to make sure that even our online students can possibly see that. So even if we put it to our Blackboard site, the Student Success Forum, or even with our Facebook, but just to kind of have that available in several places. So keep that in mind that when you're doing that tour, we want to make sure that it's relevant because it sounds like you're going to do kind of like with the whole bystander train the trainer type of tour. But I want to make sure that we can have one just for the everyday student that just may be interested to see what we have to offer.
Okay.
As a campus. So yeah, good. Thank you. Okay. So I think that's all for events that will be occurring in the near future, other than TEDx, which is happening on the 12th of February. And so I'll talk about that again next week. Upcoming planning, tournaments. I've been hearing some things about possibly a cornhole tournament, which I don't know if that was a joke or not. But if we were serious, I think something like that could be cool in the summer. We do have a chess tournament planned for March the 10th. I was also thinking of doing a Wii tournament. I heard that. Does that sound like something that you'd be interested in?
What games we accept?
Super Mario Bros.
Bowling. Super Smash.
It would be the games that we mainly have, and if you wanted to bring the game to us, what I want to do with that, because it blew my mind with some of the gaming club when they gave their list, and I look at the what is it called, the ESRB rating on some of that is very interesting. Like extreme violence, gore, yeah, just like crazy stuff for the ratings, and then it'll say like E for everyone, and I'm like, no way. So just show me the game. It's not like I just want to kind of know what I'm getting into.
Put it raw for.
I saw they have, for the gaming club, they have the Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
Okay, that's good.
And so, but as far as I don't know exactly all the games that we have.
That's one group.
The
Brawl.
Mario Kart, and then like we
Oh, I like
Mario
cars.
Yeah, like a Wii bowling.
All right, so the chess tournament right now is in March. So I will try to schedule we have a lot going on in March. I'll try to schedule the Wii tournament for April. Okay. All right. Also, I want to talk about chairs again. I think that we went away from doing beanbag chairs. So the one was enough. We talked about gaming chairs. Is that still something that we want to go
I
with?
think it's a good option.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that way, if we had maybe one or two gaming chairs and then place in front of the two
Okay.
gaming consoles, the rest of these chairs can be used for
Okay.
other.
And I am thinking of 2. Do we think we need more than 2?
I think 2 is good.
I think it's not more good.
Okay.
I think we discussed it before when that idea came up. The problem with the TV that it's so high up that if you're sitting so low to the ground, then you would be having to look up the entire time. However, I know that with newer plasmas, you can tilt them down
Okay.
off of the wall.
Or when they paint, can they put it?
I was just gonna ask, I was gonna comment on that. When they paint, we can then decide where we want to put the TVs. And so you all need to come up with some suggestions. So we I don't think they'll rearrange completely because you need certain portholes, which, are there. But it's just far as distance up. I think that we can work with that if we got 2 gaming chairs, yes.
When do they paint?
I think, you know what? I think they're waiting on me. I think they're waiting on me to say whether or not we like that color, which I'm gonna say yeah, because I'm not going
Oh,
to
is
that
that-
again. Oh my God.
Oh,
I thought it was. We're going with that color. We are so going with that color. I'm not even opening up that discussion. What we will talk about though, we'll talk about some other embellishments, enhancements perhaps with the wall.
I got a question
Yes.
about the paint though. Are we going to repaint the blue?
My
Because
plan is to
we do
keep
have
the
some
blue.
leaves.
Yeah, because it would keep.
From my understanding, we're keeping the blue. I know you've heard several things, but in
Yes.
Jacinda's mind, we're only getting rid of the green.
Yes, but are we going to paint over the blue
Repaint.
again
Oh,
because we have
We need
marks
to,
on
yeah, we
it?
need to, yes, and so that's the next. Once we get the gray done, then I need to work on putting in the order for the blue.
Okay.
Because, yeah, we do need to do that. Apparently, this may have changed, so if it's online, I'm putting that disclaimer out there already. At one time, there was like only 1 painter for the entire college, and so it would take a while for that guy. Yeah, for that guy to come to every
On a
campus.
Saturday?
Okay, but, I mean, as far as like these touch-up jobs and things like that, but I don't know who we've contracted or who's gonna do the gray piece, but, once they get rid of the green, because I'm gonna make sure that it's only the green that we're getting rid of, then we'll work on the blue touch-ups. Okay, all right, but yeah, I think they're waiting for me to say a yay or nay on that color, and once they do that, and we can get going on that, so, yeah. So, I mean, honestly, if you just want to, say, hey, did you tell me that? I won't mind, because I do need to do that.
All right.
Okay, so I won't even
It's all
get
pushed through
upset.
right now. Jacinda.
Yeah, I respond well to that.
Remember.
Okay.
Make sure the dog you're supposed to name. Yeah.
I've shown other people, so they've seen my animal. Yeah.
Yeah,
And other related news. All right. So to stay focused, what we're going to do now, there are, and I think, are they in my office?
Yes.
I'm gonna move. I'm going to do this really quick.
They are. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. My office is lost.
Something.
Someone tell a joke or something while I'm gone.
Did you go
Everybody
ahead?
have a good story?
How much kidnapping? Where at?
Yeah, Joe.
Listen. He woke up and everything was fine.
I gotta go. I gotta check. Alright. There's like this pet shop, you know what I'm saying? And this pet owner, he got like this real good parrot, like this expensive parrot. You know, parrots can talk. And so he put like in the front display. And this lady, she works at this company and she's going like to lunch or whatever. She gotta walk in from the pet store. So she walks by the parrot store. She was like, "Oh yeah, that's a pretty parrot." And the parrot was like, "Hey lady, you ugly." And she walks away. She was like, "Okay, it's a parrot. He don't know what he's talking about. He's just been trained to do that." So the next day comes, she goes to lunch again. She like, "Hey lady, you're ugly." She was like, she gets mad. Next day again, "Hey lady, you're ugly." So she was like, got upset. So she went to the parrot owner. She was like, "Hey, your parrot over here like saying I'm ugly. You trained it wrong." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna train him again. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna train him, retrain him so he won't say that." So the next day comes, she's all happy. So she was like, "Okay, the parrot won't cuss me out this time." She was like, "Oh, hey, what is it? Hey, parrot." And the parrot look at it. He was like, "Hi." So she messed with the parrot, and she walking away. She think the parrot ain't gonna say nothing. The parrot said, "Hey, lady." She turned around. She said, "You know."
I'm gonna use that. All right, so, we want to try to, implement a potluck every month. I think that's what we talked about last term. But your calendar for Fridays are stacked from this month on, believe it or not. There's like something going on every Friday that maybe will touch you all or touch SGA or just like different segments. So we're gonna have to figure out how we can get together like we're doing today and celebrate everyone's birthday for the month. So, we're going to pass out these cards now. So while I'm doing this, can we go with a round of happy birthday? 1, 2, 3.
Happy
birthday to you.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday, dear everybody. Happy birthday to you.
So we love you guys, and with that, you all can eat. We have a few PSAs, but I'll talk about those later. Go ahead and keep it going.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you. I read yours first, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Special. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you're extra special.
We got some cake.
I just want to make sure you all save me one of those little brownies with the strawberries on it. That's all I really care about. But I'll have that one of all the food.
Oh, I think it's nice. Oh, it's not snack.
I want to keep it going because I have a few in there. So they can just see us
Apparently I'm supposed to be an increment.
fellowship. They can have a good time.
Oh, do you
Channel
want
4
food or
Saturday.
something like that?
Thank you, guys.
Oh, man.
You're welcome.
What?
Because I had that, I forgot I had the.
What is that?
It's curry.
For real? I'm like, what's that?
Oh, who brought curry?
I did.
Oh, really?
I slaved all morning for this, so I want to eat it.
It's only deep this year.
What?
The
curry? I don't think you knew we had it. That looks delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, can I-
Oh, you don't have that?
Go ahead.
Oh, God, what happened?
This big one right here. You work my way towards that. Go around.
I'll put it all on top.
You're not gonna eat? I am.
No, it's not. It might be, it's not that, it's chicken dips.
Thing, you know?
I'm so disappointed.
Is that your mac and cheese?
There's no mac and cheese.
Oh, it's my birthday.
It's disappointing, because no mac and cheese. Bonnie,
We got a
look.
birthday card though.
Hey man, I don't even care about food.
Good, more curry.
You want curry?
Oh, you like it? No, don't, yeah, I want.
That ain't actually.
Excuse me, do you actually like my curry here?
What is curry? Where is it?
Oh, it's Japanese curry. Japanese curry is different than Thai and Indian.
Don't touch my mother.
Yeah.
And cookies. Yeah, no, we need more chicken. Hey, we got the rolls on the end, Mom?
Yeah, we got a wine, son.
Oh, I didn't get
We're not gonna eat it?
I eat food.
Legit.
Need it real fast. Yeah, I brought food.
Better give me some chicken before it's gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
But let's go back and let's get this.
Okay, this cake I did, it's still like I thought it was. Next time.
You know, it needs to be great made for us.
I get it.
Yeah, the drink card.
That one?
Ah, got it.
I wish it was mac and cheese too, girl, at the same time.
Oh, I didn't get it. That's my
I need a fork.
Yeah.
I did drop a chip.
No, I was like, I was waiting for you to hear the word.
Yeah.
I looked down.
Really?
I'm gonna like every time. I go back in and out.
Alright.
That's what I'm doing right
That was
now.
fun.
Yeah, you dropped it.
Man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had to move it out of the way for the,
Oh.
It's not spicy, I know. Is the curry good or are you so?
It's really good, Sam.
Oh, it's
It is,
good.
I like
It's good. I'm
it.
sorry, but I know it's good. Chill.
I was just chill. Now I see why Andre said you're mean.
You should see my face with me a lot of
Chris is mean.
I told you.
That's a big one.
I'm getting that. I'm
That's the
working
one
on
with
my
the
first
name,
bit.
What did he say?
Did it by
What did he
yourself?
say? Go to your
Yeah.
Your curry is good. Not for the top, though.
I don't know.
Okay, I was just making
Well,
sure.
I'm
No,
waiting.
yeah.
I'm waiting.
You're waiting?
Yep. It was good.
Medi, that's Arabian.
Oh, this is Arabian food? Where's he? Eddie,
He's that right.
Arabian dessert.
this is the dessert right
No,
now?
I can't look at that. I'm gonna try it.
What is?
It looks like baklava.
I
Medi,
didn't know this worked.
is it
I need to try
baklava?
that.
Baklava's good
Over
though.
spring dance.
How you guys know this
Like
word?
fire and ice.
First
You
baklava.
have Arabian
One
dessert?
side of the movie, bread and like
I think I learned the word in college.
candles.
Thank God.
Like, I like that. I see it. I like that. Blue and white. When you pour.
Alright, I'm gonna do this. Oh, my chip chicken dip.
Color, it's good though, right? Color, it's made, yeah. Yeah.
You made it? Chicken?
There you
Oh,
go.
no, they're trying to get this
Oh.
done.
Rude thing.
Thursday?
House of cards.
Yeah, Sarah brought it one time.
You're the guy who has to
And she has to bring it every time.
Well, I brought it this time.
What do I know? You know where he gets his meanness from.
We're going
I agree.
You have a candle smoke.
Well, chocolate chip.
Yo, man, what you doing?
That's why I did.
Dropping chips everywhere?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I worked so hard. This is my second time making it.
It's really good. Good, bro. I can't. Hey, I can't get this one at a time.
Just like it's saving my kitchen.
Really?
Yeah, I got
I'll take it.
Wednesday meeting?
Yeah, I think it's worse.
Oh.
What, not long?
I know it's.
All right, oh, that's hot. Put that red sauce on this curry.
What did you find?
Oh, okay.
That's what I always brought in here.
Yeah.
Will these try to take it?
No.
Over here. And,
That's Portugal. That's bueno.
And that Arabian stuff is good.
I haven't tried it yet.
is it? I'm gonna have to try it.
On everything, I
Let's
love
see, I
it.
have a little.
This
square
happening.
plate.
Which part of it is the best?
The little brown thing.
That's the waffle.
Oh, yeah.
What is,
No, faith. I know, I'm like, I'm glad I wasn't playing over there.
No, I'll get it up with 9.
Are you man enough to use this?
How are you faith housing?
Huh? She
No,
had
that's why you didn't use it.
6.
And bring it over.
Yeah.
I put it all on there too.
But
Oh, man.
In the words of my man Craig, whoa, you're not pouring a man.
That's why I did it here.
In the words of my man Craig, I'm a man with that.
Because I don't know, you don't remember?
the dice is
It's not dying, you have to
Yeah.
strategize.
I'm sitting over here, I tell you, like a man. That's
Like a
it.
man?
That's sitting on the, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Man, there ain't no game family about that.
I mean.
There you go. The little thing.
Oh, I'm a gentleman. Yeah.
I'm roughing it over here with my fried chicken and cheese dip.
I feel like we had Golden Corral,
I know, right?
but like way better.
What's the difference between cheese dip and buffalo chicken dip?
I wish we had spinach dip.
but
I saw that too.
Spinach dip is really good.
Oh my god, I can't believe I poured that. I want
This
to-
stuff is
I
so
know.
good. You don't like.
You wanted this one?
Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining.
No, no,
I'm
no.
not
Okay.
competitive like that.
Oh.
Y'all can figure it out.
I can't like, somebody
You know what I'm
has
really
to
curious about, if you can like set up perfect for it.
The filter fish? You really want the filter
I'm just
fish?
keep breaking.
What more know what order is the filter fish?
Yeah, I'm pushing it around. I can't pick it up.
Is that intense?
it's that intense.
So sour.
What is?
You're a great plan.
What do you do? What's up, Dave?
All
Yeah,
night,
like
still
this.
so it's
What?
very competitive.
You ever play
I
good?
can't pick up the dip.
You know about it?
Hey, James,
Oh, it's like a bad daddy?
talking about the, talking about selling?
Who's
Yeah.
the best daddy?
No,
No.
you wishes.
No,
I
the
feel
thing-
like that'd be
No,
a bad game to play with Dante.
the thing is, the thing with.
Oh, it's the club.
Yeah, but I
I
brought
don't
the
even
board
care
game.
anymore, I don't even care.
Yeah.
We're
I
playing
wanna
today,
play, I wanna know
it
how to
doesn't
play it.
count.
The sounds fun. The thing about it is, the thing about it is that
What do you
if
do
you
with
set
it?
up a board, it's set up
Basically, like,
to
build,
different
you
games.
build your settlement, and you gather
Every time you
resources,
set up a
and
trade.
Oh, man.
Not yet, not yet, not yet.
the first person to get like.
And the faster you play, you get different, you get different experience.
I love that.
So you get cash and all that.
You got the longest road
Resources
yesterday.
and natural
Yeah, like,
resources.
yeah, like.
Oh, yeah, you know my strategy to buy it?
Yeah, you gotta combine them. Yeah, combine them, put towers and buy art.
Maybe you're not gonna eat it?
Hey, the only bad part about the game is you can't take 2 stones to make fire and burn somebody's cell.
And then you come back online.
How do you do that?
Do that rating your visits.
Chris,
What are you playing?
remember what I said yesterday about the 2 rocks? They make it
Oh,
fire.
that's
That was
fire.
funny.
You gonna play it now?
Like if I could just burn down 7 minutes.
Wait,
You don't have to worry about it.
class. I have
It's
right there.
It is.
That's Did a 16-week course?
Maybe we
Yeah,
can bring it
Thank
in.
you.
Right, right. That would be a good idea.
Okay.
Semester 4 next.
Are you moving?
So we can continue.
Oh, are we still live?
Yeah.
After this semester, I can tell my niggas we have to have. You might need this for wasabi night. Oh my God.
Hamburgers, hot dogs.
Do you mind cutting me, please? I think it's a requirement for an AA, isn't it?
Yeah, now it is.
I'm prank somebody with this one day. You're like, hey, you want some ketchup?
Unless you're rolled out.
So, well, rules is such an ugly word, one of the new requirements.
Wait, we have to take for what?
If you're already enrolled, it has to do, like, you enrolled, when you graduate, et cetera. So your advisor
I'll be here though.
give you the most accurate information, yes.
I don't know my advisor.
Look at that, I mean, that's money, babe.
Well, you can always use one upstairs, so, I mean, oh, okay, got you. Wanted to talk briefly about an upcoming oratory event here on campus. How did you know Dr. Paul Hendrickson?
I do.
Yeah, very cool guy. He's our public speaker.
He's my
speaking
speaker.
teacher. On March 4th, same day as Spring Clean, that evening, there is an event, Lincoln Oratory and the Unfinished Work of Freedom. He is trying to get some students to present in that. From the way it sounds, you can take any portion from a Lincoln speech or from orations influenced by Lincoln, which would include Martin Luther King's speech, and just some others as well. I'm pretty sure if you can Google that, like Lincoln influenced speeches, you'll come up with a ton of information. I think this would be just a wonderful opportunity to represent student life and then of course support, an academic event. I don't know if staff, I think I can. You know what, I'm gonna present in this actually.
Oh, good, I'll see you there.
Yeah, so if anyone is interested, email Paul Hendrickson. You can of course find him on Outlook, but it's paul.hendrickson@fscj.edu. But it should be well worth the time. It really should be fun. It's going to be in the theater, but I do plan to present as well. So I think for our student leaders, our ambassadors, if you don't have class, I think this would be a great speaking opportunity for you. And even SGA, I think this would be a great opportunity for you guys. So just think about it. I'm going to get a little bit more, I don't want to say aggressive, but I'm going to ask a little later. I do think that it would be great to have a student life representation on that event.
When is it?
It is Wednesday, March 4th. So it's actually the same day as our spring fling, which is a carnival theme. So I'm determining whether or not I'm dressing up for that. I didn't bring the matter of changing clothes. Because I hate to do a speech in a carnival outfit. Sorry, yeah. Also, I think. P.S. Yes,
We're live.
we are still live.
We've been live.
We've been live. I wanted the people to see us have a good time. So yeah. 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 So we've been live. Yeah.
Stuff like these.
Yeah. A few PSAs, just some things that I've been hearing that I want you all to just be careful of. Apparently, at ATMs now, it's very dangerous. It doesn't matter which side of town, but just be careful when you're going to an ATM machine. If you are going to one of those walk-up machines, try to have someone with you if possible, because there's a lot of robberies apparently happening right now, like a spree of them. If you're going to a drive-through, I found this funny, but I mean, you can do it. Try to keep all of your doors and windows locked, of course, for the one that you're actually, punching in. But just kind of be careful of those things because there apparently is a spree. Maybe you have something to say about that?
I seen the news last night.
Okay, yeah. So just be careful. Also, I don't think it's reached where we at, but there seems to be a recent outbreak of the measles. So the measles.
Don't you get like biting mosquitoes or something?
Well, usually, that's one of the things like chicken pox, if your parents really took you to get all of your shots, it would be okay. But for whatever reason, I seem to think that just quite recently, a lot of parents have not really taken their kids to get off their necessary shot. And apparently it started in Disney World in California, and now it's just spreading. So, just with any type of shot, I'm pretty sure most of you have had your flu shot, and if you haven't, just keep yourself vitamined up, as I would say, until these kind of seasons, until these seasons pass for the most part. Stephen, would you like to say something in regards to that?
No, I was agreeing with you.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, just a few public service announcements. Keep yourselves healthy, stay safe, okay? Because I would like to continue to see you throughout the term, okay? Without any mishaps and whatnot. All right. Oh, yes. And don't text and drive. Okay. All right. All right. So we're good. Honestly, that's all I wanted to say. I didn't want that to be on live, so we can turn the music back up. I think we're done with the meeting. So we're going to